first. The first team to 7 takes the win and moves on to the final.
You just got to win the game. Just got to win the game. Army, Navy up first on Clubhouse. Should be pretty interesting. I'm interested to see if the bans are going to stick to being relatively the same, and they are. Maverick's going to come out first, but what would I expect from a bunch of Diamond and Plat players? I mean, honestly, everything should be relatively the same as what we usually see for bans. You're not going to see like Blitz get banned all of a sudden.
I would expect so as well. Second ban coming in, again, going to follow pretty normal trends here with Jackal still being banned out as one of the most common bans. In fact, probably the most common ban for the attacker side right now.
All right, first defensive ban rolling in from the Army. They're going to remove Echo. Echo, a operator that has yokai drones with sonic bursts that can stop plants and what have you, and he's a very good utility operator as well since he has a lot of information inside of his kit. And speaking of information, we're going to be getting rid of Valkyrie as well.
So Valkyrie will be taken out. There'll be a little bit less intel the defending teams are able to get for themselves on the outside, relying only basically on default cams at that point. And we don't know how quickly those get taken out, so should be a much easier deal for the attackers to be able to get inside of the building and set up some staging ground. Here we go, though. It's going to be Navy on the defense first. Army is on the attack. It's looking like we're going to start out in CCTV, so let's see how prepared the Army's going to be for this assault.
Pretty standard setup for the Navy on defense. Heading upstairs first and bringing a pulse is a little weird, but obviously you can have that pulse play inside of blue stairs or just down in the lounge area to try and lock that down for denying the plant later on with that nitro cell. More than likely going to be bringing 2 of those as well since Shamrock is rocking the Bandit.
Here we go, folks, into the first round now. It is indeed going to be upstairs on that cache and CCTV defense. Got some nice tattoos, I think, on the players.
Hey, that's
the Pikachu one.
No, it's a Charizard.
Was it a Charizard? Okay. You pointed it real quick, and then it changed the shot like 2 seconds later.
It was very, very cool. I'm jealous. I only have 2 tattoos. These guys are beating me. I need more, man.
You gotta step it up.
Yeah, exactly. I need to be more edgy with my tattoos.
You get a few ideas, you know.
Hey, I have a couple good ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just gotta work on those.
Hey, the Army and Navy really do have the coolest tattoos, though. Let's be completely honest. Like, all of my friends that are in the military have so much cooler tattoos than me. Just gotta get through that, though. But it seems that they are gonna be doing actually the standard reinforcements for this site. So in case you guys were sitting at home and going, oh, it's going to be the military branch battle, there's not going to be much that's happening. This is the standard setup. Reinforce the garage panels, make sure you have box covered, and that's going to cover all your bases. Regularly speaking, you're going to have somebody with an ACOG playing in the catwalk. That's more than likely going to be Cheeks, who's currently manning Maestro.
Everything going pretty much as you would expect at the moment here for a standard round. We've got a few of the players from the Army Taro going to start heading towards front door just to pop it open, though, not necessarily going in to explore it all. And in a second, Taro is actually going to start moving in towards Strip here, see if he can find any of the roaming presence from the Navy. But at this point, there isn't really much of it on that side of the building. The largest amount of roaming presence you're going to see is back down on the first floor outside of bar towards Stocks, or closer to the site itself on that half of the map.
I respect this full clear from the Army, starting all the way in Strip, working their way across. Definitely knows he's going to have some contacts inside of Lounge, or he has one on Hot Mark, but it's a box, so he can make those nice little angles. Taro with the heads-up play into Poppy, not even aware that the man on the other side had marks. MCQ2 making quick work of Bojangles as well for all those East Coast folks, but Shamrock with that refrag down on red stairs.
So far, good holds here by the Navy. We had the Army as well pick up that nice opening kill. They were able to find, just assisted by the drone presence. Good play here so far from Taro on the bucket. He's going to try to keep it going, but no. Taken out instead by Crimson, who makes a push down the cache stairs. He's going to be joined here by Shamrock, actually, but more than likely, going to have to move that pressure back in just a second, as the Army is getting ready to try and pinch here. Go for their final push, it would seem.
Some fantastic droning from the Army. They're able to capitalize on it early on, but Legion and Bandit have other things in the cards for them, and now the Army is at a standstill. They have the wall open, still have to worry about Catwalk as Cheeks is quickly dispatched, demand. Taking him down, Army now having all the pressure in the world in order to get a diffuser down. Just have to worry about where these last 2 are hiding. Find one inside a cache, but Mad Dog a little bit too low on his crosshair placement, and Crimson gonna punish him for that.
Good find from Crimson. Demand as well is going to catch him a second later, backing right into his crosshair. Shamrock, he's got a chance to trade. We're going to bring his Toby eye tracker in as well. He can see the hard ping, so he's keeping his eyes on that right now. Trying to go for a Nitro Cell. You can see his eyes gazing. He had a pretty good idea as to where his opponent was heading towards. Unfortunately, lost his pathing just a little bit too much at the end, and Demand will finally find him at the end of it, giving the Army control of round number 1.
I like it. Demand talks all that smack and then backs it up. That's the way to start things off.
That's how you got to do it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I also like that we have somebody named Bojangles, by the way. I haven't heard that since I lived in Virginia. It's a chicken restaurant.
Yeah.
Very good chicken restaurant is at that, by the way.
I've driven past it so many times, but
you need to get it. I understand that Cane's is very good, but
yeah,
Bojangles, high quality.
Okay. I'll have to check it out the next time I'm over there. We're going to be switching over to a Church Arsenal defense in the basement next here for Navy after that first defense, unfortunately, does not go their way.
All right, well, downstairs, as you said, so relatively the same setup. Cheeks is going to be on the smoke this time around, though, so more than likely going to see him in more of a passive play style instead of being aggro. Last time it came down to that 2v2 instance for just a split second, but quickly got traded off by the Army, who made quick work of taking over the site after they lost their 2 entry fraggers. She thought it was over, but it was not, as they did have pressure inside of construction to find the people hiding inside of cash. So, as we do head downstairs, be interested to see what Navy's going to do for this roam game, because we did hear, I don't know exactly who is that roamer that enjoys this map, but I want to find out. I really want to know who's going to try and attempt to roam on this map.
We'll see in a second here. We've got a couple operators that can do it, that's for certain. It's more a question of who wants to be the one to spread their wings, and it's looking like Bojangles and Crimson would have to be the players.
I think that's the Air Force that spreads their wings.
That's true, yeah.
So, yes.
Navy's got a couple planes too, I believe.
Yeah, the Navy, fun fact, actually has more planes than the Air Force.
Did it really?
Yes, that is not a lie. The Navy has more planes than the Air Force does.
Yeah, but the Air Force gets to go to space.
That is true. Space Force inbound.
So we've got Taro and a few of the other Army players once again working their way into the building early on here. They're going to start pushing their way forward. Just droning things out right now. In terms of that roaming presence that we were talking about earlier from the Navy, not seeing a whole lot of it right now. You can tell from the silhouettes, first floor presence is pretty much non-existent for the Navy, and it would seem that that applies to the second floor pretty evenly too. So they're only going to have to worry about the site push here. That's not necessarily going to mean that they'll have an easy round here for the Army, though, as things like hatch tricks and other methods of delay can still give the Navy a pretty easy round here for themselves too.
Yeah, no roam game from the defense. They do have Bojangles inside of blue with some ADSs, so pretty standard hold from them. Poppy with a supportive angle from AK. Crimson playing deep inside of B, and the last 2 sitting inside of the depths of Church. So pretty standard overall. Army will have free reign of the entire upstairs. Just have to get a couple of hatches open and what have you. Strangely enough, not rocking the Habana, just taking the thermite. So they're going to have to pick and choose what hatches as well as walls they want open. Stun grenades pour in, but a nice little ADS trick there from Bojangles as he's keeping a couple inside of his pocket as well as one down to break up a couple of those stun grenades and put an ADS down mid-throw so that he eats the frag grenade and it will not kill him, keeping Bojangles alive just a little bit longer.
Mad Dog trying to take a fight, but Bojangles going to end up getting the better of it as the first kill is found on the round by the Navy. Taro is going to chuck his first stun grenade in here, actually the second stun grenade, and the third is finally going to be used there as well, going behind the big AC unit in blue and burning out what should be the last ADS back there. Taro, though, still will not be able to find success. He'll end up getting down and trying to push out, but that means Demand is going to have an opportunity opened up for him to frag out. Crimson, though, is going to be able to take out Phantom, with also Taro being finished off. McHugh moves in to find Poppy. 2 alive for the Army, 3 for the Navy, and the Army, unfortunately, now stuck outside of the site.
Last 2 remaining members hightail it up main stairs, but McHugh too feels like he still needs some presence. Crimson's gonna make himself known over by the second box. Knocks it down to a 1 versus 3. Plenty of damage done to 2 defenders, but Bojangles still sits at 100 HP. Demand full rotate across the map. No more ADSs remain, but Demand doesn't even have any more throwables. Those frag grenades have already been expended as he works his way down, but Bojangles is going to need the ears here, the eyes to work out, and they will. It's going to be a double on the round for him as he holds down blue.
So the Navy finds its first, and we are tied up at 1-1. Just another brief reminder about the format for this, folks, for anybody that might have just tuned in since the last time we talked about it. This is standard competitive rules. However, we do not have overtime enabled, and we do not have draws enabled either. So it's just 13 rounds, first to 7 takes the match, and it's only a best of 1.
All right, well, single round to both sides, and the Navy pretty stuck in their ways as to what operators they want to bring as they head back upstairs. Really feel like they have something they can do with that lounge hold, but it's going to need a little bit better support around it. No reinforcements the last time that was able to support them, and that's why you guys saw the quick frags come out from the Buck through the stock wall, as well as a quick pinch from Ash as well, just to add on to it. So hopefully they can try and fix that just a little bit, maybe use some more information gain with the poles, having his cardiac sensor out, or just be aware that somebody's going to clear through bar.
Yeah, so just tightening up the defense a little bit here will hopefully net the Navy their next round going into it. We do apologize, folks. We do have a very short delay here, but it looks like it's already resolved, and we are heading back in game now.
So far, some pretty short battles in between the two. It's been a pretty dominant showing by Army all up until that last round, where they really just could not find where they wanted to push their take through, especially after getting stunted on blue. Couldn't have too much pressure, rotated towards main, and immediately got toxic babed out, as well as a couple of frags from just Navy players really just swinging. There wasn't too many instances where there was overt amount of aggression, except for Army trying to get some presence in through Moto, which eventually got shut down as well. You thought they had it for a couple of seconds just because they didn't have the support of the Jaeger inside of blue, because he was already preoccupied. But the smoke player able to maintain, and Army losing out their first round, so that is why we are currently drawn. But still a long road ahead of us. Somebody has to win 6 rounds still in order to find us a victor here between these two.
5 seconds
So
left.
we've got the Army coming out onto the board again in just a second. It's time to see if they're going to be able to find as much success here on this cash attack as they saw back in round number 1. They do have that roaming presence being established, pretty similarly to how it was in the first round as well, with both Poppy and the Jaeger, played by Bojangles currently, roaming around the bar and stocks area underneath the sights. Obviously, you've got the Army taking a second before they try to rush into the building here. Mad Dog is going to take first point of contact and moving through strip, but as you can tell, he's got a little drone in front of him helping him out, so he's not moving in without an eye.
Oh, some scary shots coming through towards Poppy. Cut out from Mad Dog as Taro hops in Billiard's window. Right on the tailcoats of Poppy. Hard pink still coming out. Taro with a quick pre-fire, figures that Poppy's probably over near kitchen, and he would absolutely be correct as he rips his head off. And that's going to be the second time that Poppy has been the opening kill, as Taro makes the exact same hole and lights Bojangle.
All right, well, Taro moving forward. He was able to get actually a kill here previously as well. Back on round number 1. McHugh.
I was about to say.
Not going to work out the way you would have hoped there, but it will go better on the second attempt of the breaching charges. Now they're going to get better purview into the cash room. Bring our Toby eye tracker up for this play as well. See how exactly Taro's looking to work. This is a nice shot found onto Shamrock. And McHugh also is able to find another one closer to the cash stairs. Good progress being made here by the Army. Seems the Navy still has a couple problems to work on here for the defense on this site.
McHugh downs one. That's going to mean Cheeks is the only one remaining. Pistol shots, but no, it's the Alda to win it out. What else would you expect with the double kill? He adds on to it. Knows that one's coming. Cat more than likely has the comms from his teammates. Toby, eye tracker coming in to get inside the mind of the gamer. See if Cheeks can close things out with such minimal HP. And no, it's going to be the Army winning it out on offense as it's a quick rotate towards the cash door after Phantom pops his exothermic charge.
We had the first GN come out in the chat as well from Phantom.
Gotta let him know. You gotta let him know. This is the one time in the year where you get to let the opponent know. In a public space. It isn't just inside of your rank game, you know?
Good amount of smack talk going on between the players right now in game. And they're having a good time here as well. But the Army, definitely with a strong stance. Navy, their second attempt on cash and CCTV fails. And even worse than it did the first time, so they're going to have to move sights again. This time it's going to shift over towards Gym Bedroom as we start inching closer and closer towards the end of their first half here on defense.
Navy making a nice call, shifting Poppy over to something else that he can't die on immediately. So they're going to put him on Mira instead of the Pole Snow Roam game for him this time around, unless they're going to get crazy with it, but I don't see that happening. Mira setups typically on this site aren't really traditional, honestly. We don't see Mira open too often on this map either, just because a lot of teams really like her, as we saw yesterday. If you're just tuning in for the first time and wondering what Mira does, though, she has 2 black mirrors. They're one-way mirrors. You can see through them, but obviously not from the other side. So whatever way Poppy sets them up on the reinforcement is the way that you can see. On the other side, all you're going to see is darkness. They're really good for information, specifically inside of this bathroom, where once they have the jacuzzi wall open, Poppy will have the ability to play off of that and have a couple of gunfights with info, which makes things all the more easier.
So there's the first one getting confirmed down at bathroom. That's what we expected to see. Second one is going to get deployed.
On secret, I guess?
Yeah, right there. That makes the most sense. Don't really see where else she would have the capability to put that down. So
I guess you could put one down in cash if you really wanted to, but that would make it to where one of the cash walls was soft and they would just breach and charge it, and then you'd have a really bad time.
You'll get dealt with really quickly.
Yeah, that would not be fun. So I would not recommend that, as Taro and the rest of the gang of the army will be moving through cash room. There's going to be no reinforcements over here like we standardly see. This is going to be Bojangles holding things down inside of construction. Uh-oh, he's now stuck between a rock and a hard place. Demand has hard pings once again. Then MX4 Storm in close range is very good. Close proximity, it's going to be a quick fire into McHugh, but it'll be actually McHugh taking the gunfight. Taro is going to be lit a little bit as well as McHugh, so both very low, but they get Bojangles as well as a couple of his Prismas.
Yeah, McHugh actually possibly saving his teammate's life right there by getting Taro out of a bad engagement when he was chucking his frag grenade into construction there. Going to bring us still with an army advantage here at a 5v4, but both McHugh and Taro could find themselves easily eliminated. In fact, one of them is going to get knocked out upon trying to push their way through construction into the office. Demand is going to end up shooting one of those Prismas. They'll have to back up, and Mad Dog will stun himself slightly. Not going to be a huge deal. Demand finds a nice pickup here by moving in to pick out Shamrock. Also going to start taking down this secret control. We never actually saw the mirror get put on that wall as far as I can tell, so Sludge is going to have a really easy time forging his own way in here. Moves in, picks up the next frag on its cheeks, follows through, and finds Poppy. That's the mirror dead with this nice SMG-11 play.
Oh, this is where the comms need to come through, but Mad Dog hears it, and it's going to be all on the flank. And that's that tattoo I was talking to you about. It's Charmander wearing a Charizard outfit.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because Charizard is the best Pokemon, and you cannot tell me any differently.
I don't know why I thought that was
Parker is a liar. Arcanine is not the best Pokemon. It is Charizard, and if you tell me any differently, you are a liar. That's how that works. Army-Navy, though. Army ahead by 3 on offensive clubhouse. You don't see that one too often unless we're talking about Europe for some odd reason, because they have a knack for being very good on offense on this map. So, Navy shifting things up just a little bit. Cheeks moving on over to the Ella just to try and help with a little bit of pressure off of the site. They want to make it to where those roams or those side room holds work out a little bit better. Those Grismont mines can definitely do that.
We're going to be getting into the round here in just a couple seconds. We do have a 6-pick coming in from Demand. He's going to switch over from the Sledge that he has been playing for quite a few of these rounds, and is going to go back over to a Capitao instead, adding a bit of extra utility to this attacking side. I believe this is the only site that the Navy has successfully managed to win so far on their defense, so this could be a good way for them to try to rally together and get a second round, but at the same time, Army has been looking scarier and scarier as this attacking half has gone further into itself. So Navy needs to be wary of that too. Some operator change-ups have happened here since the last time they played into it as well. For instance, we're seeing a Ella be brought into the team this time for Navy. I don't believe that was here the last time they played basement.
I just had a realization from yesterday as well. Did you realize that Rams did not make a single proper pick yesterday?
Yeah.
A single one. So if you're going to let Rams pick, make sure that he picks your opponent so that you actually win. There you go. That's what you need to do. So make sure you do that. I don't know who Rams picked for this, so hopefully if he did pick you, you can try and change things up for him, because his luck right now, especially in Vegas, not very good odds.
Too good.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Well, we've got Army starting their droning once again here. Well, they've been droning for quite some time, actually. Continuing it is the more appropriate word to say here. So they've started to move players in now as well, with McHugh being one of the first to move into the building itself as he clears out garage.
I'm going to have to ask him how he came up with that name, because it's a very unique name. It's not one that you see very often. It's not like Light or something like that. It's very unique. I like it a lot. So McQ2, speaking of the man, top clear here for him, all by his lonesome, all except for his little robotic buddy, the drone that's currently rolling into logistics. Mad Dog worrying about stalls downstairs, but as we can see, no one is on the mid floor. It's been completely evacuated after the reinforcements have already been put down. Cheeks and Shamrock once again inside a church. Bojangles is a Jaeger holding down Blue. He's dedicated 2 ADSs this time and pocketed 1, unless he set it somewhere else. But nope, he does have 1 in his pocket, and he'll put that 1 down now. So last time you guys saw him ADS juggle, not doing it this time. Guess he's not too worried about stuns, but Cheek should definitely be worried about his brain because it's currently splattered all over those reinforcements.
It's a little too close, unfortunately, as the angle is given away to Taro on a peek. Trying to see if potentially he could get the Jaeger as well if Bojangles wants to swing out from the power unit here, but doesn't look like Bojangles is interested in taking that fight. We've got someone stepping into quite a few goo mines. Taro finally gets the fight he was looking for. Doesn't necessarily go his way though, but he does turn it around as Bojangles is able to re-peek. So ultimately, Mad Dog and now Demand as well are going to be able to pick up these frags on Army. It's getting things looking great. That's the second now for Demand. Everything brought down to Crimson in a 1v5 situation. Able to drop 1 player. That's Taro moving in, but he will be traded a few moments later. And that's the Army with yet another round going under their belt.
And that's Demand with a quad kill as well, along with utility usage, which is, I mean, awesome to be completely blunt with you guys. Great utility usage there for the tactical crossbow, recognizing out that, hey, they're going to put ADSs inside of Blue. Let's use those crossbow bolts because they don't get eaten up by ADSs. They're just going to set the man on fire. And it worked out. Get Bojangles out of Blue. Now you have pressure. You can take over Church or the lockers area. They decide to go for Church, and it's a pretty quick dispatch of everyone else.
And so the Navy's going to make another attempt here at their basement defense. Things a little bit more dominant that time for Army, but Navy's still feeling that they can get the job done. We're going to see a 6-picked Rook. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, 6-picked Rook for Cheeks there as he goes off the smoke. Honestly, not a bad call at this point due to the pacing that the Army's been doing. They've been playing pretty fast these last couple of rounds. So the smoke may not prove too useful anymore for the Navy here.
Yeah, I think the person that needs the most help is going to be Poppy right now. Poppy is just not having a good time, is he? Poor guy's currently 0-0-5, and as the IGL, you know, he does have a lot of comms to say, but if you look at the other side of the coin, Demand, the other IGL, is currently 10-1-1. So, Poppy, you got to back up your smack talk, man. It doesn't work out if you don't.
Demand bringing a lot of it to the table here today.
10 seconds to go.
And fragging out a 10-1 right now, I believe, going absolutely crazy.
He's not even the entry fragger.
No,
he's the flex guy.
He's usually the one just getting gunfight kills, basically, for the most part.
Like, all right, you soften him up. I'll make sure to secure the job.
Like, all right, Taro, you get 1, I'll get 4. Sound good?
I guess it's working out for him right now. McQ2 adding on every once in a while as well, the resident Ash main, as you guys know. Gotta respect that, as I too have way too much time on that character, and Bojangles does not have too much time left in life because McQ2 is gonna rip it away from him. Rocking the M45 pistol, it's the low mag capacity one that does more damage for Ash. It's always self-choice as to what you want to do. Usually you'll see people go with the more mag capacity just because this is Rainbow Six Siege, and the more bullets you have, the more chances you have to hit somebody in the head.
So we'll see Demand start droning his drone downstairs on main here, and McQ is going to follow it. So he'll be able to route himself into the basement relatively quickly. Again, this is happening very early on in the round in about 2 minutes, already being able to work their way down main stairs. Bit of spam coming out from McQ as he tries to find a kill down the main hall, but it's Crimson hiding out towards Moto instead that's going to be able to take out Mad Dog, interestingly, as McQ barely takes any heat at all from it.
Well, hatch is open, dealing with Blue again as the rest of the Army unit. I believe that they are going to have to worry too much because Bojangles has already died and no one's taken up the mantle. Gonna use the fire bolts real quick just to make sure that nobody is behind the AC unit. Taro still has frag grenades. He chooses to pocket it instead because he knows he doesn't have to worry about much inside of Blue except for Shamrock on the other side of the wall inside of Church, holding close on the rotation. Phantom still playing inside of the hatch but chooses to rotate off. Army needs to find an area to dedicate the rest of their utility to, because right now, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They've already burned 2 bodies, only claiming Bojangles and having control of Blue. Gonna waste another exothermic charge to get open the hatch for Moto. Novi still has 1 more on him to go for the church wall, or they're just gonna have to try and fight for these doors.
And the find the next pickup. McHugh going off now. 2 more kills for him. One's a confirmed, one's a full-out kill, though. He's going to move in as we're down to a 1v1 at the end of it. And ultimately, McHugh dominates with a massive 4K on the round.
That's how you play Ash right there, and hey, that's how you do it. A little bit of smack talk. I love it. Love it. Army warming up, and they could definitely have the right to, because right now I believe it's 5-1, and yes, it is. So Army only 2 rounds away from victory here, and shutting out the Navy very early on. Hopefully the football game later today does not replicate this, otherwise it won't be the best showing.
Well, we'll see if the Navy's going to be able to bring at least a few more of these rounds back under their control. Now that they move over to the attacking side, it's a new half, it's a new day, potentially for them to try and make some impact happen here. If not, the Army is looking incredibly strong to make a quick run to 7 and take control of the first match here.
All right, well, Demand shifted over to the Mozzie away from the castle because he wants a gun that actually works. So very intelligent of him to do that. Instead of taking the UMP-45, he'll have access to 2 guns. Either the P-10 Ronin, which is a low mag capacity SMG with a higher rate of fire, or the Commando, which is starting to become a big fan favorite inside of the game overall. Especially after that clip of Hyper just nuking everyone on border.
That's certainly true. Got the setup going in. Let's see what the Army's going to bring to the table here, taking a look at their own kind of defensive line. Pretty similar to what we actually saw from the Navy when they had the pick on it as well. Curious to see if we're going to see Taro attempting to trick the wall as well. We didn't, as far as I can remember, we didn't have much of an attempt at that from Navy on their defense.
They played the Bandit, but they lost Lounge so early.
Yeah, I don't even think the wall ever actually became relevant to the round.
No, it really didn't.
Yeah.
As opposed to how the play usually goes, where it's literally all about the wall. Theirs was all about the lounge. That's really all they needed control of, and then they worked their way to construction. And usually by then they had 3 to 4 frags, and it was only 1 man remaining on site. So the wall didn't play too much into it. Just a little bit of over peaking by the Navy. So hopefully on the offense, we'll have a little bit better luck.
Have located a bomb.
Got Bojangles doing a little bit of inspecting there. The electronics detector trying to see.
I still love that name, man. I just love it.
What?
Bojangles.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to check stuff out there. But it's going to be Mad Dog from the Army that strikes first inside a garage. He's even got his own little drone zapper there set up to stop anyone from getting intel onto his active position. A good find from him. He's still going to be able to remain in that same catwalk position. In the meantime, Taro, this should not be difficult to trick this at all since it's Hibana charges. Those have such a long timer on them that he can easily knock those out. They are trying to kind of overwhelm him though. Cheeks also looked like he wanted to put down his charge at the same time, but now other problems are starting to surface here. McHugh, excuse me, is going to be able to move in and he will be able to take out their IQ, but at the same time, Taro finally fails in holding onto this wall, and it is going to get open. However, though, the diffuser just got dropped. Shamrock picking up some of the trades for it to keep Navy in this as he takes out Mad Dog on a run out. Army is still in control, though, at a 3v2.
Poppy still in search of that first frag. It could come in round 7 to start him off, and Navy desperately needs somebody to pop off here. Hopefully Shamrock could possibly do so as well. Maybe rub that Shamrock a little bit, get some of that good luck going, shall we? Mozzie's pest still persists downstairs, making it hard to drone, and I believe somebody just killed their own teammate's drone, so that's not the best, but hey.
No witnesses.
Oh, actually, no, it might have been demo on drone. It honestly might have been demo.
Yeah, that's
for just a second. So that's always a confusing thing when you see Mozzies on those, but hey, it tends to happen. Demand working his way down Cash stairs now as they've recognized out that we do have somebody inside of Cash, and that's going to be Poppy's second kill actually on the round, so finding 2 for himself here inside of round 7, so finally starting things off. Taro trying to get aggressive to the outside, but gets punished by Repel. Now it's all up to Demand. He hears him Repel up, Shamrock quickly dispatched, and that's going to be the diffuser down outside. Demand can go for the pickup here. Poppy doesn't have anything to stop him either. He can just work his way up to Catwalk. That's a very big, very quick resuscitation as well. Demand once again with the punish, and Army almost 6 rounds straight.
Yeah, Army doing a fantastic job here. Nearly losing the plot a little bit towards the mid portion of the round there as Navi attempted to resurface themselves once they went down to 2, but unfortunately just couldn't piece it back together. Lost too many players too early on in the round, and with that, Army was able to eventually leverage that into a win. They're on match point now, just one more separating them from the finals of our branch battle today and sending the Navy home early.
Yeah, Demand, apparently the land player, to be completely honest with you. Because the guy's showing out right now. We're going to have a mixed bag of operators, some we don't see very often, particularly Caveira. Caveira is a very unique op, and actually the 6th pick is not going to be...
It's doing it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the man is in the building! It's the god!
Someone was going to do it.
Just had to hold everything there. Whatever I was saying was irrelevant.
Now picking Tachanka,
Our Lord and Savior.
Picking Tachanka is one thing, right? The big question is how you going to play Tachanka when you pick him.
You know what we have to say now, right? What? We have to wait until he puts his utility down. And then we have to say the words.
Yeah.
We have to say the words.
He's not putting it here.
They're going to have...
Put it here.
We're going to have McQ2 go for some reinforcements. Oh! No, he's going to have Phantom do those. I don't know why he walked all the way up.
I think he was about to put the gun up here.
No, you want to reinforce the wall. It would be very scary if he did do that. You just walk by mud tunnel, just get gunned down by a turret. Oh, no.
Oh, he's going to put it on catwalk?
Did he not see it?
Oh, he's going to put it right in front of the
drone.
Oh.
McQ2, there's a drone there. Oh, no. Can the Lord do it, folks? LMG mounted and loaded. Oh, are they going to do the Mira setup? Folks, they're going to do it. They're going to use Clash as a makeshift shield.
So he can't be shot in the back.
But he's going to watch the back instead of the front.
He can't be shot in the back.
But he can definitely be shot from the front. Oh, this is...
All right, well, let's see how this is.
Hey, got one! Oh, Crimson. Crimson, you knew he was there.
That's it. That's all we needed.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Crimson goes down to a Tachanka turret. What BM can you possibly have on main stage?
We can forget about those conference finals. We got ourselves a Tachanka turret kill, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all you need.
That's the highlight of action for today.
I don't want to cast the games later. That was the highlight of my life right there. I can retire happily now. Taro inside of kitchen, no drones rotating in, so Caveira gonna be in her favorite area. Hiding inside of an area that no one knows where she is. 2 shots to the body at this range will definitely down any man. Poppy more than likely gonna fall here, and he does! Secures the kill quickly as Taro, but very low HP now. They know he's up on the counter. Pre-fire's pouring in through the windows. It's gonna be Shamrock there, but nobody wants to peek him because that pistol is oh so dangerous. Demand still upstairs as well, could possibly rotate down as Taro continues to stave off this offense. Cheeks locked inside of Freezer is, oh no, this is not going to work out. There is no way that they're going to have McQ2 rotate all the way through mud and play with Clash outside. Drones finally pour in. They know that she's still here. Can't get tased by her own electricity because she is on the same team. Plenty of damage. Mad Dog actually ends up working things out.
What's going on?
Pistol out, and he wins it out anyways. McQ2 takes down Shamrock. Only man left, Bojangles. He wins it out against Demand, but still has 3 defined and still has 1 very large nuisance in his way. It's going to be Mad Dog. But no, Mad Dog dispatched as well. Diffuser down by Mud Tunnel. Q2 lying in wait. Can he get it with the pistol? He can! Tachanka to close it out, and the Army wins it 7-1.
The Army is going to take a dominating win here on Clubhouse, and they will move on to our branch battle finals coming up just a little bit later on here as soon as we get through our second matchup. A big congratulations to them. A lot of fun being had from it as well. And as we might expect, there's great sportsmanship between these guys. Hugs and smiles all around, and handshakes too.
Well, you gotta give it up to Crimson. I mean, hey, you know, you might be Lycan's brother, but you still got, you know, kind of spawn killed by a Tachanka. We won't talk.
Top frag for the team, though, ultimately. So.
The top frag. But I think that the highlight player from this overall was Demand. Had a great showing. I mean, the guy was just fragging out. What else is there to say?
Demand's definitely going to be the one that I think the two of us are going to be keeping an eye on as we go into our branch battle final as well. He's going to be the one that'll either carry the team to victory or send them soaring to defeat. We'll have to see on that one, as that's still going to be a little bit further away. We still have to see who the winner of our Air Force match is going to be as well, when they'll be taking on the Marines in just a little bit here. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for us for now. We'll be back in just a little bit with more of the branch battle action, but for now, we're going to send it down to Jackie on the stage.
Thanks so much, guys. Okay, Demand. You talked a big game, and you followed through, even picking our Lord Tachanka at one point there. Woo! And the fan group that you got here. Okay, so tell me, what were you thinking? Were you like, okay, we are totally in control here? It just seemed like you guys were doing just fine.
You know what? After last year, you can never...
You never know, right?
You never know. So we really just didn't take our foot off the gas right until the end. So we had some fun with it there. But no, the Navy team is really great. They're really great guys. We're so grateful for the opportunity, and to come out here and be with them on the stage is a huge honor for us personally on the Army team, and then also for the MGL2s.
That was nice. We want to hear trash talk though. Okay. So are you guys going to take it all?
Oh yeah, we're going to take it all. And Air Force, we're coming for you.
We had a finger point there. Okay, but how awesome is it to play on this stage? The lights, the cameras, you got this giant fan group here.
Oh, it's a huge honor for us. We're always so happy to do this, and after last year, we were really happy to be invited back. And it's just such a huge honor to come and see Great Siege, and being in the military, watching teams play for the Team USA title. It kind of means something to us. So we want to make sure that the best gets it, and they do. The 4 remaining teams are awesome. We're pumped. We're spectators too, and we're pumped to watch those games later today.
So have you been taking notes? Taking some strategies from the pros?
Oh yeah. I'm never going to be able to recreate that, but I can try, right? That's what we all do.
You're doing pretty well. Thank you so much, Demand. Gonna send it back to you guys.
Thanks a lot for that one, Jackie. Now, not only does Demand get 1, not 2,